Well, hello everyone. I hope you are having an amazing week. It's so hard to believe it is halfway over. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of October, and my name is Colleen Magness, and today you are creating with Colleen. I'm an independent demonstrator on the East Coast in Chesapeake, Virginia for Stampin Up, and I come to you live every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time to share some creativity with you. So hopefully you're grabbing your sandwich. It's time to take a break and you can all watch me create. So today I am using our Stamparatus, which is an amazing tool from Stampin Up. And if you don't have one, you really need it. It's really that great of a tool. And it's not your typical positioning tool. You know, the ones you can get at a big box store. You can't take the sides off. You can't really do anything but kind of position with it. With Stampin' Up's Stamparatus, there are a lot of great things you can do with it. So a couple weeks ago, I shared a video on how you can shadow stamp with it, how you can mirror image stamp, and do some die cut stamping. So if you haven't seen that video yet, please go to my Creating with Colleen Magness YouTube channel and check it out there. It's not about the cards we created, it's showing you how to do these techniques. That's really, really cool. So I see some of you popping on, and it's really easier for me to see it on my phone. I'm going to try to reboot on the laptop. But we have Gwen. Who else did we have? I think I saw Lee Fano, Julie, Abel. You're here. You'll be glad you're here. You'll find out in a minute. Stephanie LeBeck, Kay. Again, Lee, Lynn. Thank you so much, Gwen. Thank you all for being here. You are my faithfuls, and I appreciate it. Kathy Reese and Diane, glad to see y'all popping on too. So when I create a project, I draw a name, and whoever's name I draw, that's who gets my project. And the way to get in the drawing is to leave a comment on my Facebook channel, to share it, go to my YouTube channel, like that, join that. So just try to help me get out there in this whole crazy world of social media. But leave a comment and again, share my Facebook page and I'll draw the name for the project I make. So hey, Sharon, oh my goodness, Sharon's here. I haven't seen you in forever. And Miss Kathy also. So glad y'all are here. So last week, I showed you how to make this really cute gnome card. But what's neat is this is a gatefold, but your little gnome, it keeps it shut. I don't know if I can do it facing this way, but it slides back and forth. Oops, I put it in the camera. So this slides back and forth, and this keeps your gatefold card shut. So I pulled the name, and congratulations, Julie Abel, Julie Tussler Abel. I drew your name, so you get my little gnome card with the slide. And again, this is on my YouTube channel, so if you didn't see it, check it out, because this is a really cool mechanism to make. Julie, if you would private message me your address, I'll be more than happy to drop this in the mail to you. So I see some others are coming on. But without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to do some side step stamping with your Stamparatus. So hold on. Oh, hit the wrong button. That one. Okay. Let me turn this down. All right. So let me just try to center y'all up in here. Okay, so we had at our World Card Making Day event on October 1st, we all had to feature something. And of course, I chose the Stamparatus simply because it really is one of Stampin' Up's greatest tools. I just don't know what I would do without it. So this is a card. This is the technique I'm going to show you how to so easily stamp this perfectly on the side, but I'm doing the card differently. This was the one that I first did and I loved it. And then I was like, gosh, but there's some other gorgeous designer paper in there. Let me try using that too. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you all can pick which one you like better. And of course, when you tell me which one you like better, if I draw your name, then that's the card I will mail out next week. So let me go ahead and I'll tell you about some of the products we're using. For this card here, I'm actually using the words out of the Sweet Candy Canes, which is a beautiful suite of Stampin' Ups, S-U-I-T-E. And that's on page 8 and page 9 of the mini catalog. So one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Is that they put the products together for you. So basically you have got your designer paper, your glimmer paper, sequins, ribbon, everything coordinates and it's all beautiful. So this is a stamp set that I'm using. Aw, thank you, Fran. It's a beautiful card. Becky's here, Sherry's here. Man, we've got a lot of people in the house today. Love having you in my stamp room. So we're using the Sweet Candy Canes stamp set. Then the designer paper, well, 2 types of paper we're using. This on page 30 and 31. This is the Lights Aglow suite. And this really is a gorgeous suite also. I have been wearing this out. Fall, I think, we are into fall now. We've had some cooler weather, so now I'm kind of start thinking about the holidays and all the leaves, the leaves are changing and they're beautiful, but I'm ready to create for Christmas. So for our glimmer paper, this is on page 31, and it's 2 sheets of 12 by 12, and it's Evening Evergreen, very vanilla, and gold, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know how well this will show up on the screen. So I've used a lot of the gold, but I can show you a strip that I have, and it's appropriately named. It's very glimmery, very pretty. Here is your very vanilla, which is beautiful. And then this is your Evening Evergreen. So very nice paper. And it really does put that glimmer into whatever you're creating. So last but not least, I have been waiting to create with this. On page 24 and 25, you have the Boughs of Holly suite. So beautiful suite. And on this page, as you can see, we have some natural woven ribbon. We have these little textile elements. You have your bundle, and then you have this gorgeous designer paper down here. So this is called the Boughs of Holly designer paper. And again, gorgeous. So you have poinsettias. And then I love how they could just do the background, some color on the background, because sometimes you just need color. And again, I hope this shows up halfway decent. It never really does on the computer, but it's so gorgeous in person. You have these poinsettias, which I'm actually going to be using these. I love cutting them out. And even though Stampin' Up! Has a lot of dies that coordinate with their designer paper, we still sell the best paper snip scissors around. So this does not have a die, but very easy to cut. Then you have this beautiful river birch on the back. You have these gorgeous trees. Makes me think of the mountains and skiing, which I have not done in a while. But boy, was it fun when I did. Here you have another beautiful solid type designer paper. I can't really call it solid, but it's beautiful. And then this, so many colors to pull from. Love this, love this. And then some smaller poinsettias with your cherry cobbler background. And then this I love too. So I was torn between, there's that side. Not so much this side, but I love this side. So I was torn between whether I was going to create the card with the poinsettias or with this. So, I want to do both. So I've already created this for you to see, and I'm going to use these colors in here to create the second card, and then I'll see what you think about it. So this is the Stamparatus. And again, one of Stampin' Up's most awesome tools. And if you have it and you're not using it, my goal is to hopefully encourage you to get it out. And if you don't have it, you're going to see how wonderful it is. But it really is awesome. It comes with actually 2 plates. These plates can be removed, which is such a bonus you're going to find today. And then you have another plate here, but I just took it off because I didn't need it. So it also comes with 2 crazy strong magnets. And on the magnets, sometimes they will slip together, and they are strong. So don't pry them apart. When that happens, you need to slide them apart because they can break. So actually, they can, they still work, but they break. And we do sell other magnets. But another thing you could do is put some washi tape around them. They're still crazy strong, but it does make it a little bit easier if you have to slide them apart. Now, separately, they sell this awesome graph paper. So this is great in lining up your paper on your Stamparatus, you know, that you're going to stamp. The Stamparatus, again, you get the base plate, 2 acrylic plates, and then you get this foam rubber. So if you're using red rubber, you technically don't have to use that, you know, because you have a thickness on your red rubber and you can stamp. You definitely want to use this if you're using photopolymer, because photopolymer is a thinner plastic that you would stamp with, and you need that backing here. So that's what this is for. Now, I actually like to use it with my red rubber. You don't have to push hard at all because it's already elevated. So it just makes it nice and easy. So let me show you, before I actually show you how to do it, let me share another couple cards with you. Well, let me tell you how we got it though. With this, again, I told you can pull this out. You always want it to be perpendicular, but I can stamp, pull it up, come down, stamp again, pull it up, come down, and I am getting a perfect spacing every single time on my card. The other thing which is nice is, say if I stamp it and I'm missing part of the word, I just ink it up again, go right over it because it's in the exact same place. Now, being a drafter, this is crucial for me. I love it because I could take a card to my ruler, a ruler to my card if I wanted to, and it would be perfectly spaced. Some people might not care, but that's important, at least in my stamping room. So let me show you. These are from before, but doing this side step stamping, you can alternate colors. And this is what I'm going to show you today, so I won't talk about it much, but you can see how I have the different colors, and then when I do the card, I'll show you. You can also create it as an ombre effect. So with this one, you want to use a bright color, a good darker color for the first one. And all I did was stamp it down every single time, but I did not re-ink it. So that's going to give you an ombre effect where it goes from dark to light all the way down. And then just real quick, you can alternate it. So this card here, they don't have to be perpendicular. I thought they, up and down, I thought they did it first, but it really doesn't. You can angle your words a little bit. So here I stamped with full ink, and then I stamped again without ink in it, so it was lighter. Full ink, again without ink in it, so it was lighter, and down. So that's what I'm showing you today is the side step stamping. Good morning, Doris. Glad you're in here. Hey, Mary has popped on. Fran. Okay. Let's get started. For our sizes, what you're going to need for your project, and I've taken a picture so I will post it on the Facebook page when we are done. You are going to have a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of evening evergreen, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4 because that could be our card base. Although I did cut an extra piece, I might have that's going to be how it should be done. That's how this one is done with the card base like I just showed you, but I might mount it differently. We'll see. It's our time together. We can do whatever we want. So here I'm going to have 2 pieces of the basic white, and these are 4 by 5 1/4. So one's for the front, one is for the inside. That gorgeous glimmer paper, I'm using the evening evergreen, and that is going to be a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches. Then I'm taking the designer paper, and again, this is the Boughs of Holly designer paper, and it is going to be 1 inch by 5 1/4. And then from that gorgeous sheet of the poinsettias, I've cut 2 out. And again, they're great. You don't need it as a background. You can just cut them and use them as an accent. And that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to put all my parts over here. All righty. So with your Stamparatus, the first time, when you use it, what you want to do is make sure everything's up in this corner. You want it to be nice in here because when I first set this up, I measured it on the side here. So I want everything in there because it can slide. If it slides out or something happens, it's not going to be perfect or close to. So I know since I've already done this, I'm going to line my paper up on the grid. And this is why the grid paper is so nice because I can line it in here perfectly and get it straight. So I'm going to put my piece here, and then I am going to put, it's very, very strong, my magnet here on the left. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Okay, that's distracting me, but thank you. Debbie said it's her first time watching. Debbie, I hope you will come back. And thank you for explaining so clearly. Debbie, one of the things I love to do is I love to teach. That's what I love the most about stamping. So that's my goal. And I tell everyone, I may teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do. That has happened, you know, but I promise to teach you something. So thank you so much for being here, Debbie, and I hope you'll come back. So I have my piece here. Now I already lined this up, but basically what I did is I just lay the stamp on the paper. I shut it, and then that's how I know where to put it on my plate. So I am going to alternate my colors. So I will take the cherry cobbler. I'm going to stamp that first. Then I'm going to move it down 2 spaces because, again, I'm alternating my colors. I'm going to go again. Thank you, Cheryl. She loves this Christmas card. I got to tell you, if you make a lot of Christmas cards, this really is the way to go because you could get all your white pieces cut, get them all stamped, then you could get, you know, all your base pieces and, you know, kind of just do it as an assembly line and it'll go really well. So I have stamped the cherry cobbler. I'm just going to have a damp paper towel. I'm going to go ahead and clean off that cherry cobbler. And now I am going to grab my evening evergreen. So with that, I will stamp here, move it down 2 times, and stamp here. And that, my friends, is sidestep stamping. So very, very easy. Fran says she can case this for your Virginia cards. Wow, we try to make 100 cards for them. Good for you, Fran. That is awesome. And honestly, Fran, this is so easy. You really could. So I'm glad. I would be honored if you would use this. So that is the stamping portion with the Stamparatus. Now to complete this, I am going to, I just took that 1 by 5 1/4 inches of the boughs of holly, and I wanted to use that glimmer paper. So this is the 1/2 inch glimmer paper. So when I was putting this on here, I was thinking, okay, I could tape it, but I really, most of the time when I use a glimmer paper or something like this, I like to go ahead and put a liquid glue. But I was afraid that could get a little messy since it was just a 1/2 inch strip. So we have what's called tear and tape. And this is really strong and it worked great. So the nice thing is it's a double-edged tape. I'm just going to put it down. It's great because you tear it. And here we go. I can just peel this off. Great. So Fran says she does all those cards for the veterans. That is awesome, Fran. Got to support our veterans. We wouldn't be where we are without them. So here I'm just kind of estimating, you know, maybe like 1/4 inch, a little less than 1/4 inch. But that just gives me a real pretty decorative edge. And then I can take this and put it right on my paper. And so this I could, since I'm not trying to put the 2 pieces together, I can go ahead and just use some of my liquid glue. And the Tombow liquid glue is the best liquid glue. Holds so strong. So I will take this, put it on my edge. And I like to just set it down and then turn it over and always make sure that I'm not off, you know, that it is lined up well. And that seems to be pretty good. A little left here. And the nice thing about the Tombow liquid glue, I want to scoot it over a little bit, is if you do have to scoot it over a little bit, you can. You only have about 12 seconds to work with it, but it is pretty forgiving. So with this here, I was going to, this was my dilemma. Actually, you know what? Let me get all this here and then we'll look at our options for how we're going to mount this. As I said, I use the poinsettias. And a lot of times when they're cut off on the edge, you think, oh my goodness, I can't use that flower. It's not a whole flower. Well, why not? You could just put it on an edge. So with the paper snips, I'm just going to, I always leave just a little bit of a white, but Don't let this stress you out. Some people love cutting with scissors. I do. Not that I'd want to do it all the time. I love a good die. But I do find it therapeutic. But I just find a lot of times it's easier to turn my paper, my scissors, and it does not have to be perfect, especially if you're leaving that little bit of a white edge. I just think it kind of frames the flower that you're making. So my goal is to put this on the top. But see how it covers a little bit of my Merry and Bright? Nobody will ever notice. I'm going to come in here and just cut a little more of that leaf off. And I can kind of come around this side on the green just a little bit and then go back to my white. So let me see how I like that. Yep, let me see. Can y'all see that? See how now it's not interfering with my Merry? So I'm going to take my liquid glue. Oh, Gwen said she has trouble with fussy cutting. Gwen, as you said, you are left-handed, so that could be a challenge. I think, I could be wrong, but I thought they made scissors for left-handed people. I know our snips only come the one way, but I could see where fussy cutting would be a challenge for you. If you come to my house, Gwen, we'll have a nice afternoon, and I'll cut your pieces for you. How's that? She just might do that. So here I have my flower, and I'm going to take a little bit, the Winka Stella. I mean, I have that beautiful glimmer on the side, but if you want your designer paper to pop, go ahead and throw a little bit of glimmer on your poinsettia too. So here was where I was doing my dilemma. I thought, okay, I can put this on the evening evergreen and just leave it as such, like that. Then I thought, well, let's see. I could put this ever so slightly. This is just like a 1/8 inch edge. And for some reason, the Sahara Sand was calling my name. I don't know if I just thought the evening evergreen in itself alone was too dark. Let me get this because it's just right. So then I could put it like this. I feel like this kind of brightens it up a little bit. So I need to hear from y'all. I won't put this together yet. So let me know. Sahara Sand. See how it's mounted with the Sahara Sand also? I hope y'all can see that. And it's just very slight edge. Still the green to offset everything here. But the Sahara Sand in the back. Or just straight up green. I think both are pretty, but we all have a preference. So Stephanie likes the Sahara Sand. What about the red? Good question. Okay. Fran's making us think out of the box here. Let's do that. If I was to take this, the evening evergreen. Oh, Fran, you might have something here. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Now, what do y'all think? You have a third option. Now you have cherry cobbler. Cheryl's coming on it too. All right, so those of you who said you like it with the Sahara Sand, what are you thinking with the cherry cobbler? Because I think I am sold on this cherry cobbler. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I'm going to cut a piece because I think I know what I like. Y'all keep commenting what you got. I have everything right here. It's the beauty of stamping in your stamp room. It's all right here. So, half a sheet of the cherry cobbler. What are we doing? Cherry cobbler, cherry cobbler, cherry cobbler, cherry cobbler. Let's see. Angel still likes it better with the Sahara Sand. But you know what I will do? I am going to make one of each. So I am going to go ahead and do this. I will do this. Let me get my parts here. With the Sahara Sand. Then I'm going to stamp me another one of these this afternoon, and I will do it with the green and the cherry cobbler. So then when I go back and draw someone's name, they will get exactly the card that they wanted. How's that? I love when you can do it all. And yeah, Gwen said they're all beautiful. I think so too, but I did kind of like that cherry cobbler on the back. It pulled my poinsettias in. So let me put this one together with the Sahara sand. And again, on these, you know, I just cut this. So this here was 4 by 5 1/4. So I just cut the green 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just a little bit bigger. And then this is your standard card base that goes on here. You know, I like that too. I think today, thankfully, is a win-win day. But wait till you see what I do with the inside of the card. Okay, so Kay said first cherry cobbler, second the evergreen. Very, very good. I love our Stampin' Up! Colors. And Sahara Sand, I will say, is one that I don't use a lot, but when I use it, I absolutely love it. So we have just solid cherry cobbler, and then we have the Sahara Sand, and then I am going to do the other one with the green and the cherry cobbler, but we're not done yet because we have to do our inside. So for the inside of the card, same thing, just 4 by 5 1/4. And with the stamp set, the Sweet Candy Canes really does have some nice sayings in it. I used the Merry and Bright, but you have may the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness this Christmas season and always. Of course, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Candy cane wishes, mistletoe kisses. Well, I am going to use may the good times today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. So I will take, now Cheryl wants to know, Matt, the cherry cobbler on evergreen. I think I'm going to have about 14 cards here when I'm done by the time I match them all up. Hey, maybe my Christmas cards will be done then. That's a good idea. So I'm going to stamp that in cherry cobbler. And once again, I took one of the poinsettias. Now this poinsettia, it was all in one. It had the whole thing, but I still like to put it on the corner. So when I put it on here, I often like things when they're cut on the corner, but I had to make sure I got in these beautiful little berries and then this down here. So what I will do, let me put some of my liquid glue on here, because even though this was a full one, I really like taking pieces of the designer paper and using it in my card, you know, that are cut. So pretty. Let me get that there. Oops. Still good. I just have to make sure I don't stick that in there. So I will get my berries on here because that's what was most important to me. Slide that over. So I have this part here. You know what? I always keep a little piece of paper here. I probably should have put it down. Now I don't have to worry about that sticking to the back of my card. Good. So with this here, I am going to go ahead and just trim the back. It's easier to cut this from the back because I can see it easier than from the front. So now that I've cut all that, look how pretty that is. Really, really like it. So I will take this and put this on the inside of my card. Just like that. So this Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper, in my opinion, is a must. Let's see, Fran did that on her card today and it's pretty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's the inside of the one with the Sahara Sand. And then, again, this was the cherry cobbler with that on the inside. And that is really pretty against a cherry cobbler. And then the one yet to come will be the green with the cherry cobbler base. So that is sidestep stamping. Quick and easy. I really think it's pretty foolproof, which is nice. I kind of like stamping like that. And again, if you did not see the other two techniques that I did, or the other three techniques, please check out my YouTube channel. But if you don't receive my newsletter currently, please go to my creatingwithcolleen.com blog and request my newsletter there. And just remember, I come to you live every Wednesday at noon to share some creativity. And I did want to go ahead and just remind everybody that Stampin' Up! For the month of October does have a starter kit special. You select $155 in product and only pay $99, and the shipping is free. And that can be from the annual catalog, or it can be from the mini catalog. So yes, Gwen, thank you for using your Stamparatus. Thank you for joining me every week too. All of you are so dear. But I'm ready for Christmas, so I think you're going to be seeing a lot of it from here on out. And I will join you again next Wednesday at noon for something else. No telling what we'll create, but I promise you I'll teach you something, or I'll teach you what not to do. One of the two things. So Liz, yes, please rewatch, but thank you all for being here. I love you all dearly, and I hope you will do something creative today and every day of the week. So Becky said, yes, there are good sales on the clearance rack. If you have not, thank you, Becky. If you have not checked out the clearance rack, they did just do a reload, and a lot of items, you have to wait 90 days before they can put them on there, but a lot of good items are there, so check that out too. And if you want to place an order, if it's under $150, please use my host code, and I'll be sure to send you a special thank you. So bless you all. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. I always enjoy my time with you. Take care now. Bye-bye.